All right. So in the series I was doing, I talked about indexes like S&P 500. I introduced you guys to like the safest way to invest in crypto and stock is through an index, and also talked about how money is made using index. It's all about capital appreciation. Okay, it's not a dividend thing. Crypto is not a dividend thing, unless you're a liquidity provider or you're staking on a platform like exchanges that need your fund and will pay you like a certain percentage, that kind of thing. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about decentralized treasury index tokens. Okay, token. All right. Now, before I talk about that, let's look at how treasury index, in treasury and index. What is a treasury and what is an index token? Okay, so treasury is what BlackRock and Michael Saylor is doing. That is what they do basically is they buy Bitcoin. They issue either an ETF or they issue a debt note and use the funds to buy more Bitcoin. So basically, the treasury is holding Bitcoin. So basically, treasury is like storage. So they are holding Bitcoin, whether in a centralized wallet or in their own private wallet. Okay. And most times, nobody knows how many Bitcoin they're actually holding. Okay, so which is why they need to do some filing from time to time so that people will actually have make sure that what they have is equivalent to what they are issuing. Okay, but that's what is called a treasury. Okay, now when you call an index is when you have a particular thing, just like the S&P 500, uh, tracking backed by many assets, okay, which have different prices. So that particular asset is what is tracking the performance of those, in the case of the S&P 500, the top 500 companies, performing companies. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So basically, instead of buying the shares of all these 500 companies, you just simply buy the S&P 500 index, and you can now track your performance. Okay, and if out of the 500 companies, for example, all of them do well or majority do well, the index is going to, I don't think I'll say it's going to continue appreciating. So that's why, like, if you look at the pension in the US, the pension body in the US is mostly advising people to use their pensions to invest in the S&P 500, because over the years it's always been an upward trend despite times where there was volatility. Okay, so in the case of crypto, it's basically a token backed by so many cryptocurrencies, and based on the performance of those cryptocurrencies, if majority of them is doing well, it's going to reflect on that one token. If all of them is not doing well, it's going to reflect on that one token. If majority is doing well and some are not doing well, the majority that is doing well is going to cover for the ones that are not doing well. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So finally, to a decentralized treasury index token. What is it? So basically, a decentralized treasury index is a treasury, is a token, okay, that is listed on a decentralized exchange with liquidity pools, different liquidity pools paired with different assets from Bitcoin to maybe Zcash or some other crypto. And basically it is there for you to see how much is in the liquidity pool, because you can always go and check platforms, decentralized platforms like Dexto, Dexcreener, Gecko Terminal, CoinMarketCap. It will show you a lowdown of what the liquidity pool looks like, so you actually know that okay, this is how much is in the liquidity pool. So basically, the treasury is decentralized in the sense that no one in particular controls it. Okay, and anybody can decide to contribute to it as a liquidity provider and earn commission as a liquidity provider. I think I said so. That's the decentralized part. The treasury part is that it is backed by multiple cryptocurrencies in the liquidity pool. So you have it paired with Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Uniswap, Aave, Dogecoin. Are you get what I'm saying? So that is the treasury part. Okay, so I've talked about the decentralized part, the treasury part. Now the index part is that the liquidity pools interact with each other. So based on the performance of each pool, they interact with each other, and the price of the token tracks the performance. So acts like an index, track the performance of all these different, tracks the average performance of the cryptocurrencies that is in the treasury of the liquidity pool or the of that asset. Okay, so and there's only one asset or token right now that has that kind of feature, and that feature, that project is called Alogio Coin. Okay, so in my next video I'm going to explain to you how Alogio Coin moved from being a real estate token to being a decentralized treasury index token. Okay, all right guys, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Till I see you guys next time. Take care. Bye for now.